when you do these, let's take A&E just as an example. There have been other documentaries I'm sure you've been part of, but when you do these, how smart, like, are the crew, the producers, the interviewers? Are they smart to the business? Are they able to have it, or are they just reading like pre-prepared questions?
Sometimes they're fucking really good. Like sometimes, like, there's a couple of cats that we work with that have done 30 for 30s.
Okay, right.
For ESPN, they've done some really nice pieces of journalism, and I think that's the thing is the guys that take it and cover that in a journalistic format instead of a sports entertainment format. I think those are the more successful. At least I think they draw me more because it's just I want to hear the analytical. I don't want to hear fucking wrestling jargon.
So if it's too inside, if they're too smart, then it just becomes like just another wrestling piece, like talking to another wrestling guy, as opposed to someone who's trying to probe a little deeper. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I like when I don't want two guys jerking each other off. Like I want somebody like, God, it would be so, like every time somebody comes along, it's like I know there's not going to be a new question, but God, it would be so refreshing if somebody asked it in a different fucking form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah.
So tell me about fuck. And then it becomes people like, well, there's a tape of him discussing the Fargo match where he basically contradicts like 9/10 of what he says. Yeah, maybe because I was getting paid fucking $1,000 and I didn't really give a fuck. Like when it's A&E and they're paying you fucking a decent, like you. And plus, once you fucking don't have pigment in your hair anymore, it's like it's time to maybe be semi-serious. So I don't know. I just thought that it was bullshit that and that wasn't long after Scott passed that I did my sit down, and it was like he threw a couple of softballs and he like went right into Scott. And like nobody had asked me anything about Scott on tape, and I just immediately, I break down. So what of that whole show, which I think is 2 hours of actual network spacing, but I don't know what
I think it was about 85 minutes without commercial.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it, but and all that time, I probably spoke maybe 4 minutes on tape. I was probably 2 minutes of the show, and they had to put me fucking breaking down.
Well, did you honestly not expect that? I mean, that's
that's of course. That, God, man, it's so control your own universe. It's like there's no history in the WWE or anything that they own the library. It's the history according to. There's not a definitive history.